Good morning, everybody. I like to start this session with an anecdote. Henry Ford, a famous car maker, once said that any customer can have can get his car painted with any color he wants as long as it is black. So in today's contest, if Henry was in fashion, a customer of today would have asked, I want to see 17 shades of black, and I will decide once I see the samples. So from mass production to mass confusion, and here is customization. So let us decode today's fancy sounding topic, digital textile printing, the new frontier of customization. In simple words, it means customer has complete control. In earlier word, when a fashion manufacturer used to come out with his range, they will say that we have this to offer you, whether you take it or leave it. Whereas today's customer wants or says that I want this design in this fabric, in this color, to be delivered yesterday, and by the way, make it sustainable if possible. So that is what that is how the customization has come today too. So there is a mass shift towards customization. So talking about the topic, industry, I believe, has agreed to this idea or accepted to this idea that customer, yes, you win, and we are here to customize it. But there is a twist to all these. Customization is, of course, a very premium value to offer, but as long as factories can make money on this. So customization, that ultimately means that we produce one single piece of a garment, which we can say it is unique, but the price should somewhere look like it is mass produced. So that is what we are talking about, customization. So in terms of global context, digital textile printing is anywhere between 3 to 4 billion USD, growing at 12 to 15%, and with a marketing penetration less than 10%. So that says huge opportunity. That means we are quite early days in this. Whereas in India, we have penetration between 5 to 7%, much lesser than this. And we have growth drivers in terms of D2C brands, e-commerce, small batch production, and sustainability pressure-oriented range, that kind of situation. So coming back to, again, customization, it is there, but the topic is not whether customization is the need. Rather, the topic is, are we too late in adopting this? So the first set, I'll briefly talk about my panelists, the very eminent experts of panel which I've got. Deepak, bringing AI into printing, so the machines now think before printing. And Dario, he has been there in this industry for so long, when it was innovative ideas or a topic of discussion in conferences to the serious business where we are in. And Arihant, who perhaps lives in the practical world today, he says machines must sell, not only just impress. And we have Dr. Rao here, the man who reminds us that without the right ink, everything else is just expensive paper. So with this, we will try to start with the first segment of questions, that is on reality check. As we know, in an exhibition like this, we see machines working on demo. They are quite smoothly working, perfectly working to convince a customer to buy the machines. But what happens in practicality, 6 months down the line, the same machine is installed in some factory, and we say that we are still optimizing this. So, talking about the practical aspect, what we face, my first question is to Mr. Dario. From a global perspective, where is digital textile printing actually creating business value today? And where is it struggling? So I mean to ask, what all is already established and where is still struggling? I'm asking you in the global perspective.
What I can say now, from my point of view, can you hear me? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
From my point of view, what I can say now is that in the last year, the production has changed a lot.
Yeah. Can you please speak a little loudly?
From massive production now, everybody is oriented to small productions and also personalized production. In this way, we, as SMS, we offer a wide range of machine to cover all this type of needed. After the pandemic, this changed is more and more effective. So no more big and massive production like before, and many customers changed from conventional to digital. This is the first step that we forced.
Yeah.
We forced also since many years with our single pass, because our idea was to replace not all the rotary printing, but many of the rotary printings, also in order to reduce the pollution, to reduce the water consumption, because this is one of the main problems of the textile industry. And so the first step is ongoing. The first step, replacing old and conventional machines. But we are now forcing to the next step, that is change, I mean, introduce a new type of printing with the pigment solution. Is a good idea, is a good way to reduce again the pollution of the water, is a waterless solution. And we are thinking that we cannot replace, of course, we cannot replace completely other inks, we cannot replace the reactive, we cannot replace the conventional, because there are also niche that will remain in the same. But we want to give to the customer the possibility to do something different, with also to save money and also save water.
So you mean to say the first step was to target the conventional machinery, and now you are doing the similar initiative through pigment and offering values to this.
Correct.
Yeah. So I come to Arihant.
Pushing for this.
Yeah, thank you. Arihant, I come to you. What is stopping Indian printers from going digital? Is it fear or cost, or just delaying this, let us wait for one more year?
I think they are just delaying the work. The earlier traditional printing methods, what we are having earlier, that was like too lengthy, and that was we were limited to colors basically. Like if you color, the person wanted to like get us 4 color, 5 color printed, we used to hesitate. Like say example, earlier I used to print for a FMCG brand. When they used to come for the snack brand. They want to introduce a new snack brand. They were having a multicolor printing logo. But what we used to do, either the customer has to change the fabric, or they have to change the printing altogether.
Or change the logo.
Maybe. So digital textile printing has solved this problem majorly. So this change this is a major shift, what we are having right now.
So is there in the process any failure or anything which has not worked?
In the process is simple now. Earlier the textile machines were very, very big. Now I can make the customer start the business from just a table.
Can I ask that, are we underestimating inks or the capability or the usage of inks? Without, as I understand that without the right chemistry or without the right inks, machines are just expensive assets. So what do you have to say about this?
Yeah. Good morning, you all. Am I audible?
Yeah.
See, it's a good question. Now, today, technology is so developed.
Yeah.
if you look at UV technology, it has come advanced to LED technology.
Yeah.
Then if you look at water-based inkjet technology, now we have got wide range of technologies adaptable for packaging segment, label and label segment, and not only textile. Initially, we thought 10 years back in Tirupur, when we visit, we see most of the still screen was the dominant player. Today, it is direct to garment. Majority is shift to inkjet.
Yeah.
That was not predicted.
Yes.
It's so fast it developed. So adaptation of technology for bringing to the table of the printers, and machine manufacturers, and it driving by the force of printhead manufacturers. So it is so fastly. It's a cycle, and we keep adapting, and based on the demand, based on the market requirement, and also brands requirements, it is fulfilling now, and the shift is happening, and I see that it is going to very rapidly move forward, and very close to whatever we see in other markets.
But do you personally feel that the strength or the understanding gap in inks is underestimated? People do not understand that.
And actually, inkjet technology awareness is very limited.
Yeah.
Though we see a lot of exhibitions happening, but it is limited to some extent. But educational institutions still not adapted this, awareness for the people, students, and it should be started. I feel it should start from there, so that entrepreneurs can be more.
True.
Like
Very-
Deepak, young age,
Yeah,
he started, and we are very thrilled.
Yeah,
Same way, we need to have more OEMs in the place,
Yes.
so that they can pull more, technology, and followed by us, and that can really bring that.
True. True.
It is not underestimated, but it is creating the awareness.
Yeah.
Now today we are having various towns and cities. We are conducting exhibitions. It is really gearing up.
Good.
So we will see great future.
Good.
Definitely.
Good. Is AI really transforming the process, or it is more storytelling?
A complex technology like digital printing, which a conventional printing method cannot resolve. So that is why I feel like digital makes more sense at this age. That is the reason why there is a lot of demand for digital machines. That is why we make it in India.
So we have quite an optimistic panel over here. I don't know whether we are overestimating the fast change happening in the industry. Good. Let's hope so. So that brings us on the second segment of the question, where we are talking about economics versus customization. So customization sounds great, but factories have to run on margins and not on emotions. So we have to honestly ask ourselves, can digital textile printing match or come closer to the conventional printing at the cost level? So my question specifically to Arihant is, when does digital make financial sense in India?
Digital make finance already had made the financial sense in India. As you say, the ready-made garments what we used to make, what we have to do earlier, we have to make mass productions earlier only, overstock it, then sell in the market. There's no demand in the market, still we are making it. Just we are thinking that demand will come. The demand is not created. The demand is just made by overselling the product. But now what is happening? People can actually demand what they want, and we can make what they are demanding. So there is a change now. There's change from a makeshift pattern to a new pattern in which we can customize. And if you say about as you say, the financial part, so I would say the financial part has been reduced as the digital textile printing is less labor intensive.
So Dario, what is the tipping point globally? When does adoption actually happen? Means customization versus economics making some sense.
And there is already a reality in some country, like US, for example, where the market accept to pay something more because, honestly,
Yeah.
you have to pay something more for
Yeah,
personalization.
something different in value.
Of course. when there is this possibility and the market accept this, you can do a very good business for this. Other country maybe are not yet ready for this. Takes time, very fast, I think.
Okay. Deepak, can AI plus automation materially reduce cost or just improve efficiency?
Today, when we talk about digital printing being expensive, I wouldn't accept it. So, from my experience, I feel the economics is cheaper than conventional printing if you do it, if you look into the efficiency part. In a place where like you used to have like 10-15 people doing a job, I myself have my own printing unit where it used to have like 15 people to do this certain amount of volume, can be replaced with only 3 people. And India is a heavily populated country, but still like it's so difficult to find labor. You can go to anyone in the stall, anyone in the business, ask them what is your first problem, they'll say it's the labor.
Yeah.
So yes, so there is a problem and there is a shortage. So this has been fixed by digital for sure.
Okay, good. So, Dr. Rao, is sustainability helping justify cost or not yet?
See, sustainability is definitely going to help for the, because now if you look at brands, H&M, Jar, Adidas, Nike, they are auditing on the printer's place what kind of sustainability activities they are implementing. So that means that is flow is coming, and today's priority is sustainability, and technology is also moving towards sustainable way.
Yeah.
You know, inkjet, suppose inkjet printing inks is also coming in that format and getting certifications like Vocotex, ZVHC level 3 certifications. You know, whatever brands wanted, they are aiming to get that. And yeah, of course, there are some markets where they don't care. That is, example, Surat. It is a mass production. It is not meant for brands. It is meant for mass, for domestic market, where this is not a concern. So, but definitely for exports, this is concern, and adaptability is already there, and technology is already there, and we keep developing more, upcoming products, which are all going to help brands, and it will pull more for exports.
That brings us to discuss sustainability at length in the third segment. Sustainability, as we know, where the intent is quite high, but clarity is quite low. And intent moves much ahead of the execution.
Yes.
So I come again to you.
Yeah.
Dr. Rao, share some real numbers with us. What are the actual savings based on sustainable practices?
It is brand what they're looking at, and customization, that is a powerful word. Basically, that is the one which brings digital into the limelight. So, and that customization and value proposition and designing to meet that end user requirements, definitely it gives the profit. With in addition to it, sustainability is the key. Then it also adds more value to it.
So you mean value, it offers better value or equivalent value, if not exact cost.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Even in this case, it depends on the country. On the countries.
Depends upon the
On the countries.
on the garments.
Countries. It depends by
Countries,
the
yeah.
countries.
Yeah.
Because, for example, let me say China.
Yeah.
They look only at speed.
Yeah.
They don't care so much sustainability. I had an example in Taiwan. A customer had to switch completely the production from conventional to digital, due to the new rules from the government. So to reduce the pollution, they had to switch completely to the water-based ink. So in this case, many times the politics can drive the changement.
So you mean to say in Taiwan or say in Europe, sustainability is driving adoption more than speed
in that case, in
Yeah.
Taiwan.
in Taiwan.
But in Europe, okay, politics also, but sometimes the big brands, drive this changement.
I'll not ask you about India. I'll ask Arihant about this.
I returned. I don't know because I returned in India since many years. That was absent.
I know you
So
told me that it is
what I
like
see
your
is
second home.
a
Yeah.
very good situation
Yeah.
because a lot of new things happen.
So Arihant, do Indian buyers actually pay for sustainability?
Indian buyers are looking for speed along with sustainability too. That is more important, I would say.
Yeah. Deepak, with your experience in this sector, can sustainability become measurable and monetizable?
If you ask me, like, personally, I would say the truth that nobody really bothers about sustainability unless they make profit.
Yeah.
It's just
So
a glamorous
AI
word.
guy has the guts to say the truth.
So we can just speak about sustainability, like we can keep on talking about all this, but then the truth is, the guy who sells the garment has to make profit.
Yeah.
The guy who prints has to make the profit. So the person who wears it feels he has not done anything bad to the environment.
Okay.
It's just this. And if you talk about digital printing, how it's going to help about sustainability, I will not say the important part of digital printing of like less dyes, less effluent to be the major part.
Okay.
It is not that.
That is not the main USP.
That is not the main USP. The customization is the main USP of the sustainability. The reason is when you make enough number of garments that can be sold so that that doesn't go to the landfills or that doesn't get dumped or recycled, that is where the sustainability comes into play. So if you make 100 garments and 10 people for sure will buy it, then you're saving 90 garments which may not get sold. So you're saving the cotton production, the water being spent on the plantation of a cotton farm, then the electricity in weaving it or knitting it, spinning mills, dyeing, processing, printing, everything is saved.
So
That
you
is
mean
where
to say being better informed helps you to save and to be sustainable.
exactly.
Yeah.
Just not overproducing makes more sense in sustainability than all the chemical and other things.
Yeah, I understand. Shashankji, if you are there. Okay. So, if not audience, I like to ask for MSMEs in digital printing.
Yeah, can you speak up again, please?
What is the safest entry point for MSMEs?
See, now small business owners can already compete with the large company owners because they have to deploy less capital as earlier they used to require. Now a small owner with a small capital can also invest, and with a small website he can compete with the large factory owners. So I would say that.
Yeah. Deepak, do you have anything to add on this? What are the mistakes one can avoid, the new adopters?
As Raghav sir said, like it is about doing enough research in the initial stages, like what ink they want to use, whether they want to use a reactive or pigment, or like what kind of print heads they want to use. So this will help in like coming to a conclusion of what is the best fit for them. If you ask me, the pigment is taking its wave right now, but then in case if I ask you a question that will you go for a pigment for the sake of sustainability which can fade in 10 washes, or will you buy a product of reactive which is going to be of a highest quality? Which one will you choose? So
Yeah.
that is why. So that is where they have to decide like which kind of product they want.
Good. So now we come to, in a way, the last segment of talking about future in terms of rapid fire communication. They say that future is already here, but it is not evenly distributed. Now this case fits digital textile printing very well. It is present in parts but missing in others. So my question to each panelist, one by one, starting from Dr. Rao, that one shift which you see in the next 3 to 5 years, one-liner answers, please.
It's going to be packaging segment. It is going to be the future.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
that
mean
is-
packaging will be
yes.
changing a leap forward or a next level packaging?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Arihant,
Yes, please.
same question.
Same question
What
to
do you
me.
see the major change happening in next 3 to 5 years?
In the future perspective, if I have to talk
Yeah,
about, right?
yeah.
The future perspective I'll take about, the people have to leave the mass production and go to uniqueness, I would say.
Uniqueness.
Uniqueness.
Uniqueness will drive the change, you mean to say?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Dario.
For me, the future is the pigment. Not to
Pigment.
pigment, not
Okay.
to replace completely the
Okay,
inks,
okay.
but to, I repeat, to try to save water, to save energy.
Yeah. So, Deepak.
I would say we are already in a tipping point where digital is taking its finding markets. It's going wide, and very soon, shortly in 3 to 5 years, you can see at least 30 to 40% market capture in the digital printing.
Very
Sure.
well said. Very well said. So, we will close the session with the major key takeaways that digital is redefining value in every space, but perhaps it will not replace everything. Second, customization is real. We are already facing the demand of customization. The Gen Z asks for everything for them, they are quite individualistic. But economics related to customization is still evolving. Perhaps it has not evolved to match that kind of thing. And third, perhaps India can leapfrog from this level if it decides faster. But we feel that India has been taking little too long a time, as Arihant also mentioned this, in deciding fast. So digital textile printing is not just about printing differently. I believe that perhaps it is all about that we have to think entire production process differently. And more importantly, deciding faster than we usually do. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Any more question? First question. Yeah.
Great session. Thanks, guys. My name is Jignesh. We are a proprietary LLM AI platform for design automation. So, Deepak, this is directed to you. How, just like in the outer space, the question is, how do you solve the icing problem? How do you solve the icing problem, right? When you're in outer space, in the AI world, how will you solve the problem of more humanized prints which are created by AI? So realism, and how would you export those heavy files, right? Today we are still in rotary and digital. We are at that, as you rightly said, at that tipping point. So accuracy of the print, which is more human, and B, how do you suggest that, using the cloud computing, how do we export those heavy files which are required for printing?
Question is beyond me, so only Deepak perhaps can answer that.
Hello. Yeah. So, for example, you create an image using AI, which is very complicated. Let's compare two scenarios, doing it in a conventional method and doing it in a digital method. So if you're doing it in a conventional method, for example, if it has like 15 colors or 20 colors or millions of colors, in conventional, you have to make so many number of films, then you have to make so many number of screens. For example, if it's rotary, it's the cylinders. And you have to have a color master who will make so many number of colors. And then you print it with a minimum MOQ of like 20-30 kgs, without which you won't be able to get the result. And even if there is one small problem, you have to redo the whole thing. With digital, nothing is required. You just like a desktop printer, you just click print and like you print n number of colors. In terms of heavy file, I don't think that is a problem, because we create designs using AI, and the system is pretty much easier. You don't have to be worried about the file size for sure. That is something that no problem.
When the designer is actually sketching and then converting it into a printable CAD file, if AI is generating, how do you ensure that the accuracy or it should feel right? Because right now AI is whimsical. Let's assume that it doesn't have that accuracy. So what's your take on that?
If you want the exact replication, the only available technology right now is digital printing, because what you see is what you get. Like it just imagine having a table desktop printer in your house to take a printout in a paper. Just whatever you see on the screen is what you get. Probably there is a little bit of color variation. This is RGB, that is CMYK, but this is the easiest and the fastest, and with the minimum MOQ, the exact replication can be achieved only by digital. So this is going to make it easy for the designers and the creative world. From the mind to the physical sample in 5 minutes, you cannot find another technology.
That's what we do. Thanks.
Did you get the answer? Anybody else, please?
Hi Deepak, my question is to you. So I'm Navneet. I'm from Tirupur. So we are looking to set up a hybrid printing factory in Tirupur right now. We are switching from yarn manufacturing to this. So I'm at the right place for that. So my question to you guys is, while a young entrepreneur like me is looking to set up a factory in digital space, in digital printing space, while as sir said, while I'm doing a market research, there are players importing DTF stickers from China for A4 print sizes for about 10 to 12 rupees per piece. While I speak to DTF printers here, they say the same price per A4 size print or costlier than that. So how, as an entrepreneur like me, can I compete with Chinese prints that are being imported for at the same price or lower prices? That is my first question. And the second question is, still 90% of Tirupur buyers still prefer screen prints. What exactly will be the inflection point for that to change to DTG or DTF? Because for bulk quantities, still screen printing is cheaper. As we have discussed here, customization is becoming the norm, and it is going to be the future, yes. But when, as business people, when we are actively looking to put real money into it in probably 2 or 3 months' time, what technologies can we adapt? Should we go for a hybrid model where we have digital and auto screen printing also, or can we bet fully on digital and move towards pioneering the industry in Tirupur or other knitwear markets? So these are my 2 questions. And my third question is, please sir.
One by one,
No,
one by
little-
one, please.
Little longer, but
Because
good
I will
questions.
forget.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Will
First question.
Deepak, you reply all the questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. First question about the economics.
Yeah.
பரவாயில்ல, திருப்பூர்ல இருந்து இவ்வளவு தூரம் வந்திருக்கீங்க இந்த கேள்வியை கேட்கறதுக்கு. Yeah, and I will speak in English. I was just telling him, like, thanks for coming all the way from Tirupur. He could have just met me 5 minutes from his place. Okay. If you're asking about the economics, I would say importing from China. Yes, China has done this like 10-15 years before we did it. But now, I don't think that is the case anymore. When I can manufacture the machine in Coimbatore, okay, which is just 50 kilometers from Tirupur. And then, like, inks are being manufactured in Pune. Raghav sir is manufacturing the DDF inks, okay. So when Indian companies have started manufacturing the machine and the ink, because it's a combination of both. Just like I was talking a few minutes, an hour back, it's a razor and razor blade kind of a combination. So the machine alone cannot sell, ink alone cannot sell. You sell the machine, then the ink sells. So when there is an ecosystem that is created, then automatically the economics come down. You manufacture the inks and the machine both made in India, then that is where, like, the prices come down, and it has already started taking place. I'm sure you will not have any competition from China anymore. I'm very confident about that. We Indians are pretty good. We are doing good. Yeah. Your second question?
He asked about the tipping point. So can you give some volume level or some value level where this becomes more practical?
We started RDX like 2 years back, and in the span of after all the R&D and, like, we started making the machines, 1.5 years, we have sold around like 35 machines, which clearly shows that people are adapting to this change. Because it is not easy. I would say, like, as you said, like screen printing is prevalent everywhere, but then it is a perception. It is basically the perception that people have to understand that this is going to be the future. There is a blockage in the perception. Certain people just don't want to take the risk. And after more machines we sell, then when they understand that this cannot be replaced or this cannot be substituted, they will definitely, everybody is going to go to digital. I would always tell my sales team that every prospective customer that you meet today is definitely going to be our customer, but we just don't know when it's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen.
Bhakti, can we allow him one more question?
I think Dr. Rao wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
I want to answer for your second question. See, this digital printing inkjet technology is very useful for customization, brand custom. So it will be a stocks which is required for them. It can be produced and given it to them. But for your mass production, if you want to have without any brand support, then you can continue to have screen by side by side. Okay, so it will balance your current scenario. So till we see a change in entire geopolitical and other things, then you can get a better chance for moving to forward to inkjet technology.
I would like to add one more point. Sorry, sir. The thing is, like, as you asked, like, combination, okay? Hybrid digital, why RDX is specialized in hybrid printing. That's because you cannot replace screen completely. That is for sure. You want screen printing, digital has its own limitations. You can print all the colors, but for the special effects like puff, you cannot do it with digital. You cannot do foil, maybe you can do the jetting, but then it's a physical thing. For glitter, you cannot do it using digital. So that is why our hybrid machines, it's the combination of both conventional and the new digital. So you have the advantage of both the worlds. So you use underbase, for example, discharge cannot be printed using digital. So you use a screen to print the discharge, you use the digital to print all the colors. Then nowadays every print wants the puff. That's the trend now. So the puff cannot be done using digital. So use a screen to make the puff. So all in one cycle, you get everything done, everything mixed. So we are also coming up with a roll format machine which is having a hybrid technology in it. So you can print directly on a dark garment. You can just do a discharge and do a color, and probably if you want to do a foil or like something else after printing digital. It's all possible today.
So you mean hybrid is the answer?
Hybrid is the ultimate answer.
With this, we close the session.
Okay,
I do agree that because nowadays more hybrid machines are installed, so that they can have a combination of. He is right. There are certain specialty
Processes.
printing. It is required. Hybrid is required.
Do we close?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you to all our panelists for the insightful discussion. And may I request our panelists to remain on stage for the felicitation. I would like to invite Ms. Priyanka Prawar, Group Exhibition Head, Textile and Consumer Shows and member of the Extended Board of Management, Messe Frankfurt Trade Fairs India Private Limited, to felicitate our panelists. We start with Mr. Sanjay Chawla, the moderator of today. Mr. Deepak Siddarth K. Mr. Dario Bernasconi. Mr. Arihant Jain. Dr. M.P. Raghav Rao. May I request all the panelists to kindly come forward for a group photograph.